What it do, Washington Commanders Nation? Another one bites the dust. What appeared to be a Washington Redskins football team commander lifer has been released, as we inevitably thought so. Let's talk about Jonathan Allen. What it do, Washington Commanders Nation? It is Friday, March the 7th. We are 3 days away from the start of the tampering period. Free agency beginning in a couple days. And Washington finally came out with the news that we all knew was coming. Jonathan Allen, defensive tackle, one of the longest reigning Washington players, has been released after requesting a trade through Adam Peters and company. What does not need to be lost in this mix is that Jonathan Allen perpetrated these actions. Jonathan Allen went to the front office and requested a trade. He wanted some more money, and then he wanted out. So the team granted him that. They shopped him over these last couple weeks, ever since that news came out that we were shopping him. We didn't get a late round pick swap. We didn't get a day 3 pick. People did not want Jonathan Allen at his current contract. So guess what? He has now been released. If we could have got anything from him, we would have. But there are some cases where it is inevitable that a guy is going to be released. Even Christian Kirk at the last second, when they planned to release him from Jacksonville, they were able to fetch a 7th rounder. Jonathan Allen at his current contract was an immovable object. He couldn't be traded. So now he is free to go anywhere, and he will have a market. Jonathan Allen is still a good football player. While the production has been down and injuries have hampered him over the last few years, Jonathan Allen is a solid football player, and we thank Jonathan Allen for his service. We thank him for his service, a guy we drafted in 2017 who was allegedly the best defensive player in his draft class, was projected to be a top 3 pick, but he fell to the teens and fell right in our laps because he apparently had arthritic shoulders that would plague him during the back half of his career, forcing him to have a shortened NFL career. Well, we haven't seen those shoulders come to fruition. The production may have dipped a little bit, but we've never seen those pre-draft rumblings and doctor findings ever be a problem for Jonathan Allen here. But Jonathan Allen was the first. He kicked off the Washington 4, where we took a defensive lineman in the first round of the draft every year. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Chase Young. You go 4 first-round picks in a 5-year period, all on the defensive line. And everybody outside of Washington viewed this as the most dominant line in the league. On Madden, everybody expected nothing but dominance from this group, and we couldn't really get further from dominance. We didn't get dominance. We got a mixed bag of some solid play here and there, but of the 4, Jonathan Allen was probably up there for one of the better guys. Jonathan Allen was one of our vocal leaders and one of the heartbeats of the locker room, whether fans want to admit it or not, even when some of those words weren't exactly hitting us like we wanted them to. I do respect that in a time where Washington needed so much change, Jonathan Allen was one of the few players on the roster willing to stand up, stick his chest out, and critique that shit and say, this shit sucks. This shit need to do better. This culture sucks. Our players suck. Our coaches suck. When John Allen put the shades and the do-rag on and give his mid-season speech, you knew what time it was. But as fans, we probably wanted players to do more on the field than being chatty-patty off the field. So those complaints and those picking apart of the culture thing, we wanted to see it done more from a football aspect. But I do respect that Allen called shit out when he was here, even though sometimes he took part in the bullshit that was here. Like, y'all remember him and Payne scrapping up in Arlington, Texas on Sunday Night Football when Dallas was putting 60 on our head top. What up, the Grizz? This team just keeps finding ways to break my heart. I don't know I don't know how they're breaking your heart when we went to the NFC Championship 2 months ago. We breaking your heart because Jonathan Allen asked to leave and we granted him his wish? How this team breaking your heart? We just went 12-5 for the first time in 33 years. We got a quarterback, a GM, and all this other shit. How this team breaking your heart? You hate the way it ends for certain guys, but sometimes it's time to call it quits. This is an amicable parting of waves. It was time to get rid of Jonathan Allen. Coming off a torn pec, as I call it on the channel, a torn titty. I was so happy to see that Jonathan Allen got to come back in time to play in the playoff, because if there was anybody who needed to taste the playoffs during their tenure here, it was Jonathan Allen and Terry McLaurin. Jonathan Allen deserved to get out there, and he played well in the playoffs for this team. So he at least got to go out on a good note. I'm glad he got to taste the playoff. I would have done all I could to recover early, too, to get to the playoff, because there was a lot of wasted seasons here in D.C., and we wish Jonathan Allen the best going forward. He will have a market. I could definitely see him signing in like Dallas or something. And if he do, I'm not tripping. Whatever you do when you leave here, I do not care. When players are no longer here, vamoose. We wish them their best. We throw up the deuces to them, and we keep it pushing. We got things to do. With the release of Jonathan Allen, we have now cleared up over $16 million of salary cap, and we're going into free agency with, what, 80 mil? I see someone say 95 mil. That math didn't math right to me. So I'm going to say we're going into free agency with $80 million. Debo's barely touching our cap this year, and we just freed up 16 million. So we're moving into free agency's tampering period as if nothing has been done so far, for real. We gave Bobby Wagner a 1-year deal for up to $9.5 million yesterday. It's pretty much a 1-year, $8 million deal for a second-team All-Pro captain, fabric of the locker room, heart and soul type player. Let Adam Peters cook. Zach, my brother, my group chat brethren, spread the gospel, because we didn't even get started yet. Free agency has not got going. Let these boys cook. A trade could still be on the way in the coming weeks, because Trey Hendrickson, that may be a move, man. That may be a move, man. We need a lot of guys. Exactly. Stop looking at one move and saying the offseason's over. We still got money to spend, and we still got 25 plus holes on this roster. It's time to get busy. It's time to get going. Trust the process. In 1 year here, Adam Peters turned a nasty roster into a contender. Now, how do we get better so we can continue to contend? So sustained success can happen. I trust the guy making the calls now. I trust the guys making the calls now, man. The Browns are on bullshit with Myles Garrett. Did y'all see how Myles Garrett requested to speak to the owner and he refused to speak to him? Very, very, very disdain. A lot of disdain, a lot of bitterness coming from that side. At least the Bengals, while letting Hendrickson seek a trade is probably a mistake, at least they manned up and said, you go get you a trade. We're going to do right by you. You know, I don't know what that defense. Sam Hubbard retires. Hendrickson about to get traded, and already ass defense about to lose the only talent it has, but not my problem. Not my problem. I want us to be in the mix for a player of that magnitude. But back to us. Let's circle back to us for a second. Our defensive interior is now being headed by Jerzon, Johnny Newton, and Daron Payne. Daron Payne, you are the last of the Mohicans. You are the last of the Washington Four of the Sweat, Chase Young, Allen Payne regime. The law firm that never officially opened. Payne is the last one standing, and you got to start earning your contract too, Playboy. We gave you and John Allen some handsome contracts, and that production has not been as handsome as of late. That shit has been mid. It's been mid-grade. We paid for premium, and that shit has been mid-grade over the last couple years, man. They flash. It's like double dutch. They take their turns making a play, and then it goes weeks, and we don't see those plays. Johnny Newton, we took you in the second round of the draft, my brethren. You now have an expectation to be a starter in this league, not a rotational piece. We are now counting on you to help head this front unit. He was a rookie last year, just like a couple other rookies on the team. Didn't flash as much as we'd like to, but they were rookies. So we're going to give them a chance to go out there and really prove themselves. To me, Sheldon Day played as well as anybody on that front line last year. Sheldon Day, the guy playing for pennies and just happy to be there, was out there out hustling, out energy, and out body languaging some of our mainstays that we had on this room. Paying the last Mohican from our so-called vaunted. Hey, it's always refreshing and hilarious to hear opinions outside of our home base of fans. Like people outside of here, they talk about these guys like this is the front line of the 2000 Ravens or the 85 Bears. Like I seen someone today say Jonathan Allen has one of the more unstoppable pass rush moves in the league. Where they at though? Where that's been at, because I ain't seen it lately. I ain't seen that unstoppable pass move they're talking about. I remember when he came out. I remember a little earlier in his career, but Jonathan Allen was a good player for us. He's going to have a market. He's easily going to have a market, and nobody should be too sad about this because the writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall for Jonathan Allen. We already knew what it was in season, especially when he torn his pec. Then he came back, had a good playoffs, but we knew where this was headed. We knew we couldn't be walking around, carrying around almost $50 million of contract allocation to Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen. Like, you're carrying almost $50 million of defensive tackle contract and we can't stop the run? Don't make sense, man. Don't make sense. Fifth round pick for Debo Assad. At least they got a fifth round pick for him. We couldn't even get that for John Allen. John Allen, a year and a half older than Debo. We couldn't even get a sixth round pick swap to come up from 207 to like earlier in the round. We got nada. Value is very different around the league, but respect to our guy, John Allen. And wish him best on his way. But we got to keep it pushing. We now have a hole on the defensive end. On the defensive tackle side of things. Well, guess what? This is one of the deepest positions in the 2025 draft is defensive tackle. There are an abundance of defensive tackles, just like running back and tight end. There are so many defensive tackles in this class. There are value defensive tackles in free agency, but we drafted someone in the second round last year. It's time to see what they could do. Johnny Newton, it is your world now. Let's get right. Let's stay healthy. Let's stay in shape, and let's see what you can do starting next to Daron Payne next year, because there will be options. There will be options available at some point. Yep, we couldn't get a seventh rounder for him. We couldn't get a seventh rounder for him because at his age, injury history, and contract, nobody was trying to take that on. Teams know how this thing goes. They know how this game of roulette goes. You are going to be released. Cooper Kupp is probably going to be released because they've been shopping him and nobody's taken on that deal yet at his age and injury history. It is a combination of reasons why we didn't get any draft compensation for him. Oh, you're right. I just didn't want to see him go. You know, hey, it's always time to move on, man. And it's not like this is a dominant football player anymore. This isn't the equivalent to us losing a Trey Hendrickson, because the Bengals are about to part way. They're about to part ways with the guy who was runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year voting and led the league in sacks this year, was second in sacks the year before. We're not giving that up. That is not what we're parting from. So just know, while we do love these players, and some people get attached to some of these players, know the difference in the type of player that is going. Did Harold Landry get released? Because Harold Landry he's a good edge rusher. He's a good productive edge rusher. You know, but players get released when they on that chopping block, when they on that trade block, and then nobody's calling. Like, everybody's blowing up the Cincinnati Bengals right now. Everybody wants a piece of Trey Hendrickson, man. He's on and off the field a dog. He's productive as hell. He's elite and no one talks about him, and he just does his job and he goes home. There's nothing extra. There's no extracurricular bullshit attached to Trey Hendrickson. He's just a 30-year-old dog. So Harold Landry just got released from the Tennessee Titans. That is interesting. That is another interesting edge rusher. What is Harold Landry? 28? 27? Let me see what Harold Landry age and production looking like. But yeah, he's good. Harold Landry's good. He's a good player. But I need to get through my Hendrickson file first. Like, I need to be told, nah, we're cool. Yeah, he's 28 years old, Harold Landry, 9 sacks, 10 and a half, 12, 5.5, 9, 50 sacks in his 6 seasons in Tennessee. He's a dog as well. I need to go figure out what's happening in Cincy and Cleveland before I make a big move for an edge rusher. I need to be told, man. The streets is getting super flooded with players right now. And it's the time. Tis the season for it. Make sure y'all smash that like button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Hit the subscription button as we push toward 20,000 subscribers this year. We're 3 days away from the tampering period, free agency, and it's been nutso NFL why everybody's getting released, requesting trades or signing players that have already been released. It's been fun. It's been a really fun time, man, and we're just now getting going. There's going to be news. I love DK Metcalf. I don't see this team making back-to-back trades for wide receivers at this point. I think if there's another trade that's going to be taking place, it's going to be in the trenches. It's going to be in the trenches, man. Watching him 45 years, the only time I hated a player being let go was the Champ Bailey trade. Yeah, that I was young, and that shit was still hard to stomach for me because you traded a Hall of Fame player in his prime for running back. I mean, it ended up working out. Portis was good, but it's never going to replace a Hall of Fame caliber CB shutdown corner. I do not play fantasy football. The Commanders are my fantasy. That's enough. I ain't mad at you, man. I wouldn't be mad at Harold Landry. He turns 29 on June the 5th. That's a good age guy as well. And I wouldn't mind him as a consolation prize, but we got a big fish hunt first, though. We got a big fish hunt because landing a Hendrickson caliber player that dramatically increases that dramatically changes things because we weren't Bengals bad on defense last year, but you add that type of production to this defense, man, that's something. Hendrickson's stout against the run too. He's a balanced ass player. I do not want the Eagles to get Myles Garrett. I do not want them either. I don't want them to get him either, but we got to worry about us. We got to get whatever we got to get. We got to make sure one of these big name guys either isn't getting traded before we can make one of these huge moves like a Harold Landry in free agency. Debo just posted on his story that he's in town. Guess he's looking at houses. Yep. You know, we can't make anything official. We can't show him at the facility or put him behind a mic at the podium until after the 12th. But I imagine he is in town looking for a place to stay and getting acclimated because there's a big week ahead. We're going to be seeing a lot of new bodies coming in and out of Ashburn as they start up season 4 of Commander's Log. You know, a lot of things going to be happening. A lot of movements going to be taking place. Yep, the trenches, baby. The trenches. Wish we could develop draft picks like Philly. And that's the plan. We're in year 2 of development. Let's see where guys turn out in year 2. Let's see where Dominique Hampton, Jordan McGee, Luke McCaffrey, and Ben Sinnott. We haven't seen if we could develop them yet because these guys only been here for 1 year. The jury is out. We don't know that we can develop players yet. It is in year 2. Our development is faster than Philly's development. We already here in year 1. We are now in year 2, our first off season after contending in year 1. What are we going to do in year 2? Come on, y'all. We don't know if we can develop these rookies yet because it's still only 1 year in. Their rookies didn't develop overnight. Josh Sweat and some of these guys didn't just become good overnight. It took them years to do it. We got to see what ours can do, but at the same time, we still got to upgrade. We got to upgrade in spots and still develop these guys because depth matters. People get hurt. This is football. This is football, man. It comes with the territory, man. AP is on the lines, y'all. Trust him. He's trying his damnedest to make the team better. Peters is smart, not reckless. Yeah, and it's a fact. It's a fact, man. And he calculated aggression. Calculated aggression, man. That's how Howie Roseman moves. We got one of those as well. Come on, y'all. Let them boys cook. They on the lines. You think Adam Peters' phone is not on and off the hook? You don't think he's working the phones right now? Come on, man. Let's trust the process, man. But hey, shout out to Jonathan Allen. He gonna get him a little something elsewhere. And Washington, by necessity, is going to be making a lot of moves next week. And we have plenty of cap space. We're still top 3, top 4 in salary cap space. We need not worry about money because that money does not belong to us. Let the guys responsible of handling that money do so. Did you see Quinn was spotted in San Francisco yesterday with Brandon Ayuk? That sounds like a fake tweet. Was that really the case? Because that sounds like something someone fake tweets and people believe. Was that really the case? Because that sounds like fake news. Adam Peters is not playing. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Anything happened yet so far? Just we re-signed Bobby Wagner and Zane Gonzalez, and we released Jonathan Allen, and we traded for Deebo Samuel. Nothing else yet. Terry, Debo, B-Rob with Jaden is a playoff offense, so Howie is going to go all out. I mean, how are we going to do what he's been doing? They're already built to succeed, and they're going to keep adding to their success. They're not going to sit on their hands, man. Allen and Sharak up there with Sweat. That's what's up. What do I think of Bosa? I think Bosa's body is cooked, and I think his skills are diminished and washed. He would need to be almost league minimum for me to take a chance on Bosa, because Bosa hasn't played a full season, it feels like, in years. And when he has been on the field, his motor is lower than it needs to be. Bosa's a name. Bosa's one of those people, you know his name. I'm good on Bosa. I'm passing. Byron Murphy testing free agency. Would you take him over Ward? I like Ward, but I wouldn't be mad at Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy shouldn't even be testing free. He hooped for the Minnesota Vikings last year. He was balling for him. Man. St. Booty Juice. What's Benjamin St. Juice up to these days? He gonna get signed by somebody. He asked, but there's always room for some end of the roster ass on someone's roster. Allen not strong enough to move people at this point. And the torn pec, that matters too. We need to get 2 edge rushers this offseason. Would one of those edge rushers be Dante Fowler Jr., or are you saying 2 more? Be careful at this time of year, man. You're going to get NBA centelled. There are a lot of fake aggregate engagement farming pages that look like NFL sources, and they're going to be putting breaking alarm bells, and they're going to be putting per sources in fake ass tweets. Make sure you're careful on them Twitter streets, because misinformation is at an all-time high at this time of year, and they're trying to psych your ass out. So be careful on these internets. My boy Abel, appreciate you for the 4 months. Who's another potential release you think we make, like a release from the roster? That's a good question. Allen was the one that was glaring. There aren't too many. I mean, I don't think they're going to release him, but a guy like Andrew Wiley is someone you want to consider. But I don't think you want to get worse at O-line until you get better. So I'm not sure they would release a Wiley or anybody unless they already had somebody in the bag in free agency. And that O-line free agency group is not too stellar. My boy Kwame, I'm live today. Let's get your touchdown demon from the Titans, Nick Westbrook Akine. Brother Louis T's cringe. Hey, I wouldn't be mad getting Nick Westbrook Akine. We could use a big body touchdown machine in the red zone, and he can run routes well. He knows how to create separation despite the fact that he's not a burner. You know, he's a 4.7 40 type of guy, but he's football fast enough to be a big body receiver. I wouldn't mind having a tall, long receiver on the edge. Y'all know what I mean. Don't pause me. You know, I wouldn't mind it. You know, anybody can make a tweet. That is a good question, man. Ronnie Stanley, I wouldn't mind replacing Fowler with Harold Landry than drafting a guy like JT Tuamalau or Kyle Kanar. I wouldn't mind it either. And that's what I would be fine rolling with this if we didn't make a big trade. I'm not saying we're making a big trade for Garrick or Hendrickson, but I know we in the mix. And we making the calls at least. Westbrook Akine caught 9 touchdowns from Will Levis, you know, and he would have probably been, third in receiving yards on this team, you know, from Jaden Daniels. That's a big difference. Definitely, we're gonna up the O line. We're gonna up it. I don't think it's gonna be as many moves as people think, though. Wiley going nowhere. We have no depth. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. But that's one of the first people that I thought of. We're not releasing any of the O linemen. We don't have to get rid of Bates. Bates is an unrestricted free agent. There are a lot of guys that people are like, oh, trade Diami. We can't trade Diami. You can't trade or release Diami or Bates. They are unrestricted free agents. Benjamin St-Juste, unrestricted free agents, meaning they are not on the roster right now. They are free to go wherever the fuck they would like to once free agency goes on Monday. So how many players you think we re-signed? 2 already. How many more? 10 for sure. Ertz, those will probably be 2 of the next names we hear. Jeremy Chin and Zach Ertz. I don't know. It's a lot of people, but so if we have 28 impending free agents, probably re-sign 12 to 14 of them, almost half of them. We don't need to sign all of them. Running the whole thing back is not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to ascend. We're not trying to be in quicksand or stuck in purgatory, standing in the same place. So I'm just saying, hey, Lou gonna stop playing with my boy Westbrook Akine, man. Yep, I'm hip that Harold Landry just got released. That's another edge rusher on our list that we have to do our due diligence on. It was announced that Benjamin St-Juste got a 3-year, $38 million contract in the Canadian League. Does the Canadian League have that type of money? Hey, what's up, man? What's good with you? What's good with you? Question, is Brian Robinson our running back 1 or 2 this upcoming season? If he's our running back 1 this off season, we're shaky. I think he should be our running back 2. He should be our complimentary back. I think we need to shop from this crop of 2025 running backs that are in this draft class, man. I was doing the same thing until I realized by mistake by Trey Henderson, Bengal. Yeah, Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson, not Henderson. B-Rob, if we find a better back, we need a complimentary. He needs to be the complimentary back in the room, man. We'll see. Best case scenario is McCaffrey turns a corner and takes the slot spot. That would be fire. That would be fire. That would show development, and that would save us some money from having to outsource. That would be great. That would be perfect. Dude from the Titans, yep, Harold Landry. Bring Tress way back. Yeah, bring him back and tell him, hey, punt for one more year and let's move on to the next part of your life. You want to host command center. You want to work for the organization. You want to run the alumni or something. Let's get one more year out of Tress Way. Where are your people from? My entire family are from Northeast and Southeast DC. I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia, but my entire lineage on father's and mother's side are from Washington, D.C., Northeast, Southeast, in the building, all over the place. And they still there. I was tired of hearing Wash motivation speeches to get out and get one pressure for the game. See, the thing is, some of the subject matter of the speeches made sense. And Jonathan Allen was trying at a time where we desperately needed some vocal leadership. He was trying to get the guys fired up, but it don't hit the same when you go out and give them speeches and we don't hear your name for 3 hours. Like, we don't hit them. We don't hit it. We don't hear the name for hours at a time. It's hard to want to hear that. You don't want to see the do-rag locker room profanity-laden speeches when we don't see you on Sundays but once a month. Like, it's hard to go through that thing, though. We are going to draft a kicker and a punter. I don't know about drafting both, but I could see us drafting one and undrafted free agent signing another. We definitely could use them. Zane Gonzalez needs some comp in that room, too. He needs some bump. He needs some smoke. So is the free agent O-lineman full of guards? Yep. Full of interior guys with your couple picks to pick from on the exterior. The only one that really stands out at this point is Ronnie Stanley. Pick one wide receiver. Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin, or De'Ami Brown. I'll tell you the cheapest one in this group is going to be De'Ami Brown. Chris Godwin probably gets the most money. Not probably, will get the most money. I mean, coming off the broken ankle, he's 28 and he's a 1,000-yard every year type of receiver. He's still under 30 years old. If I had to pick from this group is Chris Godwin. If you're talking about for this team, like I don't see us spending for Chris Godwin at this point. I think Devontae Adams is a dog. He's not coming here. So if you're saying pick one receiver out of this group, it would be Chris Godwin. But I don't see us shopping from this crop at this point. But I would not be mad at all, Chris Godwin. For whatever reason, Diami about to get the bag. Tutu Atwell just set the president. Diami about to get a bag, y'all. Diami about to get a bag. That playoff run about to get him bagged up. About to get him bagged up because there's still no regular season production on his rookie contract, but he's got size, he's got age on his side, and he's still ascending. So somebody's going to pay whatever the freight is for De'Ami Brown going forward. You're from Woodbridge, Arlington, small ass world. It is a small world, man. Shout out to the 70 Trey, the 703 Woodbridge, Virginia. You know, I hate it, but love it. That's my birthplace. That's where I'm from, you know. But from that list, De'Ami, because he knows the offense and he's going to cost the less. He's going to cost the least out of the guys on that list. You know? Would love Will Campbell from LSU, but he will be gone. Yeah, he will be long gone at 29. Even though people be bitching about him not having long arms, I think he goes early because he's a dog. What up, what up, what up? If Hampton is available at 29, oh, you already know I would. You already know I would. Have you ever gotten together with the Commanders Kings in person? Ed, I've met Ed a couple times at some games. Haven't met Lou yet or Street Score, but we got some things planned for 2025. We got some things planned for 2025, man. Just you wait. Just you wait. We're going to work that out. I've met Ed a few times at the draft party, at a game, all that stuff. We got 907 in the chat. Smash that like button. It is Friday. Things are happening in these NFL streets. Washington is releasing Jonathan Allen and collecting $16.3 million in cap relief after doing so and walking into free agency with, I believe, around $80 million, which is still top 3 or 4 in this league. And apparently we are in the mix and making calls about Trey Hendrickson. Smoketown Road, man. I can tell you about some good times I had back in my middle and high school days in them areas, man, near Potomac Mills. Scatterbo is facing assault charges on his teammate right now. Word? Like they fought? He fought his teammate or something? Like, what are we talking about? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I know about a couple players that are trying to get away from some accusation. I didn't know Scatterbo had a thing with one of his teammates. There will be good players at 29. Yep, some guys will fall. Also, I think there's a very good chance that Washington trades out of 29 because there is a long wait. There's a long wait from pick 79 to 207. So we need to try to add some more picks in between that area. So trading back from 29 will help a lot. But hey, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited, yo. I want to see what we're looking like, man. We need to let go of some of the PTSD of the past because this is a different world, bro. We're trying to be good every year now. We're trying to be a sustained contender. We're trying to add to it. This is not the type of offseason as before. We're not coming in trying to rebuild the entire thing from the ground up. We're not sitting here trying to convince ourselves of Jackson Dart and Louisville quarterback and Shedeur Sanders. Should we sign Sam Darnold? We're not doing none of that shit. We're trying to supplement and add around our franchise quarterback, Jaden Daniels. And we got the right guy to do so in Adam Peters. He ain't no chump. This ain't his first rodeo. Let's get active, man. Definitely want a faster, more shifty running back if we're being honest. Cliff abandoned the he abandoned the run because we don't get nothing from that room. I feel you. I feel you for sure. If we trade back, we're not getting Henderson or Hampton. Quinshawn Judkins me then. You know? We got one of them ones and we're allowed to be legit excited. It's nice. Don't let these fans of these other teams tell us we shouldn't be excited just because we got 55 put on our tops in the NFC Championship. We should be excited. This is the most genuine optimism this team has had since 91. I was born in 91. So don't tell me not to be excited. We should be excited right now, y'all. We should be excited because this is our first time being here. It's the first time the Rabbit has had the gun in the last 30-something years. We can sit back and say, how do we get better? One game from the Super Bowl in our first year. How do we add to that? How do we not be complacent? You know, we're not just running the whole thing back. We're going to be there's going to be a lot of new players on this roster this year. So we all need to lock in. We need to lock in, man. B-Rob be real fullbacky. Yeah, he's real. B-Rob is like advanced degree Peyton Barber, you know, better, but you don't need that to be your complimentary back. He's like master's degree Peyton Barber. Quinshawn looks better to me than Omarion Hampton. Why do you think Hampton is better than Quinshawn? Because Hampton has been consistently doing this for years, bro. 16, 1,500, 1,600, 15 touchdowns, 16 touchdowns. Everything looks natural with him. I love both players. Omarion Hampton is an absolute unit, bro. He's an absolute unit. He looks the most natural running backy of all the running backs in this class to me. But we're not going to get a chance to pick him, so it doesn't even matter. Omarion Hampton's going before 29. Omarion Hampton's going somewhere in the top 20. Ain't no way we are ever getting 55 put on us ever again. Absolutely not. Fuck that. 55? And that was a crazy 55, too. It came from a flurry in the fourth quarter. We had 2 games versus Philly this year where they just ran wild on us in the fourth quarter. Oh, if there's any news breaking, let me know in the chat, because yesterday, shout out to my boy Josh Taylor, we kicked it for 3 hours on this channel. It felt like every hour there was multiple tidbits of news taking place. I'm going to need Luke McCaffrey's bloodline to kick in this season. That's right. I need them genetics to kick in, man. I need them joints to snap in place. We need that. We need some of that Easy Ed Christian running through his blood this week, man. What up, Sebastian? If you're not picking from that wide receiver bag, what bag are you realistically picking from? The bag of Darius Slayton, Nick Westbrook-Akine, Hollywood Brown. That's the bag that we're shopping in. But Darius Slayton might be outpricing us at this point, but Hollywood Brown, Westbrook-Akine type shit, and rookies, you know? Trey Hendrickson. Well, he's not a free agent, but Landry Ward. It would be crazy if they released him. That would be what that floodgates would go nuts if they release. They're not releasing Trey Hendrickson, though. I don't even mean to put that in the atmosphere. They're not releasing a player that great. They're not doing that, you know? Advanced master's degree Peyton Barber. That was a little disrespectful, I know, but you know what I mean. Archetype, not necessarily production-wise. Fan base came out of the woodworks these playoffs. I had an uncle wearing a Joe Theismann jersey during the playoff. I have friends and family that ain't rep this team in my life with the gear on. You know, we bringing the casuals back. We bringing the bandwagoners. You know, the cup running full for Washington fandom nowadays. Like, no, I know that ain't who I think it is with a Jaden Daniels jersey on, but we'll take it though with open arms. We know who the real ones are. We know who the ones who kept it, and we stood here and got it out the mud and set through all this bullshit for 25 years. We know the difference between us and them, but we welcome them though. We welcome them though. We want everybody in a Jaden Daniels jersey, man. Rio Robinson runs a 4.5. Hey, I ran a 4.7 in high school. I ran a 4.75 in high school. Get at me, bro. Right now, my 40 probably looks super nasty. My 40 probably look like Rich Eisen 40 right now. Get back to expecting greatness on the field when we did in the Super Bowl era. Exactly. We got to get back to it, man. We got to get back to it, man. I'd take Scatterbo and trade B-Rob for pick. We're not one. I don't think B-Rob has this robust market that our fans think he has. Two, we're not trading B-Rob. B-Rob's going to be on the roster for the last year of his contract. See somebody say trade Eckler here earlier. Rio, the good news is that our quarterback is not a playoff choker. Bad news is that the rest of the offense outside of Terry and Zach played like fumbling Gibson, and that's why we're gonna come in with a new set of tricks. We're gonna have a new hand to play next time we're there. I like Charvarius Mooney Ward. I would love for him to be our tampering period signing. Why dirty bird ass fans here thirsty much? Hey man, let them get their shit off, bruh. Let them get their shit off, bruh. Philly Mike said y'all need a few off seasons to even get close. Respect. Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. Rio blazing a 9.340. Okay, I'm not that unathletic. Even at my big wash state, I think I'm running better than a 9.340. Like, hell no, you know? I'm a big dancing bear, bro. There's athleticism in me. How'd you feel with Terry, Debo, and Cup? I think Cup is a little bit older than I want after we added Debo, but I wouldn't hate it for a low cost. I would like the next receiver that we sign have good size or good speed or be a combination of both, but I wouldn't hate it. It would be an upgraded room. You can't get mad at it because it's way better than last year's room. It's not ideal, but that's an upgraded room. That's a room full of production, and we have that guy at quarterback. You know, I've seen Jaden work with nothing. So anything upgraded, whether it's old, injury laden, I know it would work because Jaden is the constant here. And even at his age 30 year, we know what Terry about to do with 5. If you could sign any free agent right now, who would I sign? A corner. It would be the corner. It would be Ward, Charvarius Ward. I like him. He's still very good. He has good size. He fits the Dan Quinn profile. He already knows the GM and company, and he needs a fresh start on an opposite coast. So I'm with it, man. I'm with it for sure. I'm with it. Josh Palmer from the Chargers. He wouldn't cause much. There we go. That fits. That fits size-wise and stuff. That fits what we're doing. He would check one of those boxes, you know. How you like Brashard Smith out of SMU? He's good too. There's a bunch of guys, man. There's a bunch of guys in this draft class. That's why I'm saying we don't come away with one of them. Like, it was hurt my soul. Brashard Smith, Harvey, Damian Martinez. It's so many freaking guys in this draft class. Jaden Blue. Whole bunch of them. I like DJ Reed, and I think we could sign DJ Reed. I just feel like size profile-wise, he's the same size and play type as Mikey Sanders still. I don't want twin guys over there. I would like him to be a long corner on the outside opposite Marshawn. I'm cool personally on Joey Bosa, man. Let him go MAGA it up with his brother in San Francisco, you know? Let him go do that. But we have a hole now at defensive tackle. Is that filled solely by Jerzon Johnny Newton? Do you think we make a play? Would y'all make a play at any of the Philadelphia Eagles impending free agents? Because Milton Williams and Josh Sweat are going to be crazy expensive. I like Milton Williams a lot. I like Josh Sweat. I think Josh Sweat's going to get more money than he should in this offseason. What do y'all think? What up, Josh? Late to the party. Respect to 9-3, but it was time for sure. I have an Art Monk 81 jersey I'm repping. Shout out to Art. Shout out to Arthur Monk. Absolute dog. Absolute dog. Yeah, you know what Denzel said? Denzel said, I'm from round the way. I'm leaving with something. We are leaving free agency with something. And I have a feeling we're leaving these trade wins that are brewing with something as well. I think we're getting one of them edges that are available. I think so. I'd bring Sheldon Day back too. It ain't going to cost us nothing. Milton Williams is a good piece considering Payne might be out of here. He's going to cost you, though. I think we're better off drafting a DT. I think so, too, because there are a whole bunch of defense. There's a deep-ass defensive tackle class. You're getting a starting caliber defensive tackle in the 3rd and 4th round of this class, allegedly, on paper. I believe so. I believe that as well. Carlton Davis, if not re-signed, is also a good choice. Yep. Broke his jaw last year. Before he broke his jaw, he was hooping. He was balling the fuck out for the Detroit Lions. Allen's release just offset the Debo. And I believe Debo's cap hit is only something slight. His cap hit is something slight. So we good. It's like we haven't touched the salary cap yet. You know? Shout out to Bobby Wagner. We brought Bobby Wagner back for another year. I imagine this is the final year we're going to get out of him. Final year. And all pro production, even at his old age. We do need some young legs in that linebacker room. Jordan McGee, maybe a draft pick or free agent signing. We need some young legs to spell these linebackers because just running them two all year is not it. You know what I mean, man. Come on, man. I'm cringing at these Philly experts ain't cracked up what they're supposed to without all these other dogs that stay. What do you think? Let me read that again. I'm cringing that these Philly experts aren't cracked up what they're supposed to be without these other dogs that stay. What do you think? Philly's not going nowhere, y'all. Philly not going nowhere. They're gonna lose some talent. They're gonna gain some talent, and somebody that's not supposed to is gonna fall to them in the draft. We got to worry about us. We can't spend everything we do as a juxtaposition with Philadelphia, even though we know they're the model and we're trying to catch up to. But they're going to lose Milton Williams and Josh Sweat. They're not getting them both back, especially after. We're not getting them both back, especially after just paying Zach Bond and Saquon Barkley. But Philly going to be all right. They always find a way, and they always find a way to make the cap work. Oh, Bobby's live talking to the media right now. He's talking to the media. Okay, let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. What up, Quiz? I know Eagles fans nervous about us. They got shit to say after our moves. Took a bunch of the Jackson NFC Championship. They have us at the back of their mind, and they clearly know we're a thing. Nervous about us is a little aggressive because they just won the fucking Super Bowl in a dominant fashion. I don't think they're really worried about anybody, but they definitely got us at the top of their mental Rolodex. Let's see what Bobby Wagner is talking about. Let me pull that up and let's watch it as a family. What is he in? He's live. Is he live on Instagram or is he like live with the team? Does he have a presser? When y'all say he's live, where is he? Where is he? Oh, I thought y'all meant like he was like a live press conference or so. I don't see Bobby Wagner nowhere doing nothing. What are we talking about? That wouldn't even make sense. What am I even talking about? That wouldn't even make sense for him to be live right now. Are they even in the building for him to do that? Oh, he's with the team on Twitter? Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, let me find it. He's on the premises? I didn't even know anybody was there other than the front office right now. Let me find this shit, man. Bobby wasn't going nowhere, man. Bobby's also in school right now. In school at Howard University. Let me get the sound going. Soft spoken. Let me pull this up right.
I think he's somebody, a true professional, somebody that, obviously we respect a lot. I wasn't here all the years, but I know what he's meant to the city and, what he's done for this team through the good and the bad years. And so, I'm excited for the opportunity that he gets to continue his career. And I know he's going to continue to do special things. HU?
Shout out Howard. Can y'all hear it? Let me know. Can y'all hear it?
Kind of still, it's still the same thing. It's you have through the course of the season, you have moments where everything's going right. You have moments where things are not going your way, and it's the teams that are able to not lose focus when those good moments are happening and not fall apart when the bad moments are happening that makes the good teams. And so sometimes, whether it's a young team or older team or whatever case may be, you need to be reminded and learn those lessons. And the teams that, learn those lessons throughout the year are the ones that typically get to play in the playoffs and have a lot of success. And so I think we kind of had that journey last year, and I hope everybody that was a part of it last year, everybody gets be a part of it this year.
We love you, Bobby.
Understand that, we're going to have our moments and as long as we learn and, stay together, we'll have another special season.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you. See y'all soon, I'm sure. Thank you.
Oh, I must have missed a lot of that shit because that was short as hell. That was short as hell. Yeah, these niggas think I'm a fucking fat lard. Like y'all definitely ain't seen me in person. I carry my weight well, you know. They got me fucked up, but it's all good. It's all good at this point, man. It's all good in the neighborhood. I ain't mad at you, but that was Bobby Wagner. I wasn't expecting to hear from. I would figure that the guys we bring back is going to be a combination of. It was going to be a combination of. It's going to be a combination of mixed in with players that we add to the roster. And we're going to hear from everybody next week, the new guys and the old guys over the next couple weeks. It's about time for another Commanders log, man. It's been a minute and it's off season. You know the content team be snapping in the off season. Our first thing on the list is going to be next week when Debo come up off the plane. There's going to probably be a video of him coming off the plane and dapping Adam Peters and all that good shit. A Commanders King 40-yard dash rate. You trying to get us to get our hamstring tearing off the bone. We were talking about this shit. We were literally talking about this shit after we finished the stream the other day, because I was telling them how Joe Budden in this podcast, they did a washed old man basketball game. Bro, it hit different when you got to get out of bed and stretch and go out and play. It hit different to run a pickup game or to sprint full speed, you know? Hey, and I'm cool on kids, bro. I got a daughter and a son. I'm good. I'm retired. Put my jersey in the rafters, man. Put my jersey in the rafters. All good, man. Commanders log's definitely going to hit because we're starving for it right now. Yo, Eagles fans are going crazy. I put my money on Ed too. Eagles fans are going crazy because Darius Slay was honest on a podcast. Do I want Darius Slay here? No. But he was honest about the elite quarterbacks in the league. They mad because Slay didn't include Jalen Hurts on the list of elite quarterbacks in the league. Come on, man. Why y'all mad at a man for being honest? I can't wait. Nothing's better than real. Game day. Them game day streams. I can't wait to get back going. Who y'all think we opening up versus next year? What y'all think we doing opening weekend? What y'all think we finna do? What y'all think we finna do opening? I think it's gonna be Lions at Eagles to open the season. I think we might be one of those teams overseas week one. We might be playing someone overseas week one. It's gonna be something. We might be the black. You know how they had the Black Friday game. What was the first? No, the first Friday game of the season when it was Packers Eagles last year. I think we're gonna be playing in that game. I think the day after the Lions and the Eagles open up the season, we're going to be playing somebody overseas on Peacock, a.k.a. the Cock. Washington opening the season on the Cock is a crazy sentence. But, yes, I think we're going to be playing overseas to start the year. Ooh, Bears week one would be lit. Bears week one would be very lit, man. Shout out to y'all. Happy birthday to Mary. Shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. Shout out to y'all, man. The Chiefs opening weekend. Ooh, I'm with it. I'm not ducking no smoke. I think we will get the Eagles week one. I hope so, but they like to have a plan for divisional games, and they might save the Eagles Washington for two other primetime occasions. Chase Young just pulled up at Royal Farms wearing a glitter sweater. Wouldn't surprise me, man. Wouldn't surprise me none, man. We will be the next undefeated team once AP finishes building our team. Let's get active, man. Let's get active. Commanders versus Philly on Christmas Day. Ooh, I like it. Don't matter. Belt to ass wherever we go. Ooh, there we go. I think I like that one. We got Denver at home, or we got them up in Mile High, where the altitude is weird. We got them home. That would be fun. Let's get right to the shits. All those stupid rookie of the year arguments that people were forcing. Bo Nix versus Jaden to start. We got them at home. Hey, bring Denver ass on home, man. Bring them to Northwest. I like it. And both teams are going to be tooled up because I think they're going to have a good offseason over there as well. Bo Nix is good. I would like that. That's a fun game. That's a fun game, man. I'd be excited for that one for sure. We got 859 in the chat. Make sure y'all smash that like button for your boy. Smash that like button for your boy. Shaq Mason on a flyer for the low. I wouldn't hate it. What's the over-under on our bye week being week 14? Man, they better not hoe us like that. Man, give us like a week 9 bye and call it a day. Give me a week 9 bye. I don't want a week 4 bye, and I don't want a week 14. So I don't want it at the beginning of the season. I don't want it at the end of the season. Schedule's tough. It's going to be tough. The opponents were already there, and the team won 12 games. So come on with it. We want the smoke. Let's not duck smoke, y'all. This comes with the territory of being good. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's a good Friday. Debo in town and B-Wag signed his contract. We just got $16 million for releasing Jonathan Allen. Everything's good in the neighborhood. It is not time to panic. It is time to let them boys in that front office cook. They're probably going to give us Philly and put Jaden and Bo on primetime. I like that. I like Jaden and Bo on primetime, man. That's lit. That's going to be fun. Imagine a fourth quarter shootout between Bo Nix. Bo Nix had some clutch moments last year, too. Week 7 would be the perfect bye. I think like week 9 is like the exact middle point of an 18-week season, like right in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? First half of the season out the way, reset. Everybody go to Cancun for a week, get your mind right, and let's get back active for this back half of the season. I know the Eagles had an early bye, and it worked for them. They had, a week 5 bye this year, and came out the bye smoking and carried that shit all the way through February. So I think since we're a good, respectable team, they won't give us a late-ass bye. They're not going to give us the Dan Snyder bye week. Better get Hendrickson now. I think we have a good shot. We have a good a shot as anyone to do so. You know, I hear Atlanta's interested in a couple of other teams. Early season buys suck. It worked for Philly, but I don't want that either. Rio, get your free agency cardio up because it's going to be wild. Yeah, after this stream, you know, next week's going to get lit. It's going to get crazy. I'm punching live as everything happens, you know. You might as well just go live all day once the tampering period begins and just stay on stream because you never know what's going to happen. I don't want to miss anything. You know, nothing good comes cheap. You can't pay. What's a good example? You can't pay Cleveland Farrell prices for Trey Hendrickson production. It don't work like that. Yeah, my boy. Yeah, I know. I'm hip. Harold Landry is now free. That is definitely an option for us as well. Still under 30 years old, still in the prime of his career. He's a dog. I'm guessing 6 primetime games. What is your assumption for primetime Washington Commanders games this year? This counts holidays. This counts opening day, all of that shit. I'm giving us 6. 6 of them bitches. 6 of them bitches. I got 6 primetime games in 2025. What say you, team? What say you, team? What say you? Let's get active. I got 6. I got 6 of them, man. Six primetime games. Oh my God. Then that should tell you everything about how the league feels about Jaden. They know he's absolutely him. They're ready to prop him up. They're ready to prop him up and show him to the league like he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. He's one of those brand names that everybody needs to see. My man said 17. Could you imagine a team playing every game on prime time? That shit would be crazy. No 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock kicks. Prime time, halftime, hammer time, don't matter. JD5 NFL MVP. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm putting straight cash homie on Jaden winning the MVP in 2025. Saying that shit with my chest too. It's more likely now than any other DE. We should scoop him tomorrow. I think his release is one of those. He will be released as free agency starts, but if he's available now, I imagine he's going to get immediate attention. I like Byron Murphy. I would be down with Byron Murphy as well, man. Yep, we appreciate you, Jonathan Allen, for everything you did. Pick up Landry and Ward free agency. Golden, Judkins, Alfred Collins, Jaden Blue. Matthew Golden going super early, man. Matthew Golden going top 20, bro. That speed sealed the deal. Feels like that's how many prime game. Yeah, I do feel like Dallas, no matter what they're doing, they're always on prime time. So if they could get 6 or 7, there ain't no reason for us not to be 6 or 7 because we got must-see TV at the quarterback position. Fuck Dak Prescott. He's a good quarterback, but this is what the folks want to see. This is what the folks want to see. Fuck NFL Disney. I think Dallas is actually going to have an active offseason. Shout out my boy Tuck and my boy DMV. I think they're going to get active this offseason. And I think there's going to be like a nice little three-headed fight in the division this year, man. Hearing us talk about primetime games about to make me drop a tear, brother. Shit means something. It means something to me. It means something to me. And like, we're getting these games because we should be in these games, not because we're paying to get there. Like, we are a primetime type of team now, and it feels lovely. It feels lovely, man. I'm excited. This is the season of a lot of fake activity. Make sure y'all be careful on social media. Just because somebody make a graphic that says alert don't mean it's real. Be careful of all this fake ass news that is going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of fake posts happening. This player signed here. This guy was traded here. Washington did this. Washington did that. This player said this. This player did that. We are in the golden age of misinformation. Make sure y'all don't get got by one of these pages because the fake Adam Schefter, y'all better be looking at the way Adam Schefter is spelled, the way Rap Sheet is spelled, the way Tom Pelissero. These dudes' names are a mouthful. Be very careful on these internet streets, man, because someone will get you. Someone will get you, man. Feels good to be on the winning side of primetime games. I was just thinking yesterday, like, you know how good it felt? Like how proud. I don't think I've ever felt in my life as proud as I felt the night we played the Lions in the divisional round. I want to feel that feeling again because I would live in that night until all eternity. Until all eternity. Y'all remember how good we felt that night? Boy, I streamed to 4 a.m. We went live for 12 hours. Oh, it was glory. It was true glory. I want to get back to that. I want to get back to feeling that feeling. Draft Landon Jackson and sign Harold Landry so he could be on the other side. Dorrance, Jalen Holmes, and go from there. I wouldn't be mad at it. Olamide Zaccheaus gone. He's a free agent, right? He's a free agent, right? Yeah, but definitely take me back to that Detroit Lions tonight. Take me back, man. Yep, I seen Debo post it in DC. It's a good time, man. It's a good time to be a Washington Commander fan, man. Crazy. Harold Landry, they couldn't even find a trade partner for Harold Landry, and Harold Landry is good. Teams are pretty much saying, nah, release him. Release him. People are not giving up assets for some of these guys, man. Why are people saying OZ is gone? OZ is an unrestricted free agent, right? Free agency ain't start yet. Where OZ go? I don't know what people talking about. OZ ain't going to. OZ a free agent. He on the streets right now. I was there rambling with Rio. Miracle in Maryland. Good times, man. The Hail Mary. Good ass times, man. The way we played against the Lions is going to be our new norm. That shit was beautiful, man. That shit was surgical. Heading to DC from PA tomorrow. Seeing Globetrotters in Hell's Kitchen and Sunday doing a tour of DC. Hey, man, I got to get out to Hell's Kitchen. Everybody's telling me Hell's Kitchen. OZ to Philly. Did that happen? What are we talking about? Back to Philly. What sense would that make? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's a bad beat, y'all. That's why the Jags are lucky as hell for getting the 7th for Kirk. I know, because teams are holding their ground. Hold their ground. OZ could be gone. He could go elsewhere, but We don't know yet. Free agency got to start, man. If you don't have an elite defense, the Commanders will blow you out. We're gonna put points up on anybody, man. He went to the Wizards. Don't wish that on anybody, man. I hope Cooper Flag comes to the Wizards, though. They need a star and some excitement over that thing. But just to wrap this one up, man. Jonathan Allen out of here. $16 million recoup. Debo's in town. Bobby Wagner's back. Zane Gonzalez is back. If any more news comes out, I'll hit that live button. We could do this thing again. You said you was there when the Eagles choked against us in week 16. JD5 saved Christmas. Good times, good times, good times. If we get any more stuff happening with this team or any big news, I'll be on to talk about it, man. We're about to get busy next week for free agency, but if it comes out, I'll be here to report it. Let's get active. Let's build this thing. We are a contender now. How do we continue to build around a transcendent quarterback? Your quarterback ain't my quarterback. We got us one of those ones over here, and my GM is one of those as well. Hail to the Washington Commanders. I will see y'all if anything else comes out about this team. Talk to y'all later, and have a blessed weekend. Talk soon.